Well, hello, my beautiful Aries, you fierce and fabulous rebel you. Saturn just moved into your sign, so this is going to be a pretty wild ride. This energy is a total reset, time for new beginnings and endings, but also holding yourself to higher standards. You're going to be stricter with boundaries, stricter with your goals and intentions, but also stricter with your finances. You're literally taking charge to build a solid foundation, to build your empire and launch yourself at your ambitions. You're naturally pretty impulsive because you're bold and daring, a pioneer and a warrior. You were born to lead, so Saturn is going to make you stricter to step up and claim space and own your territory. Saturn helps you cultivate the strength to stand alone, and your passionate side sees you having the courage to make all your dreams become your reality. Now, you're currently in your 8th house, and that's all about joint finances. So this house may feel a little bit dull or boring because you're going to be focusing on your finances, mortgage repayments, credit card debt. This house is about transforming your money for the better, to make sure there's more money in your pocket than anyone else's. You may have felt compelled to use certain apps or spreadsheets to keep on top of your financial strategy, but also have had many money-making ideas in order to build your wealth. This is a perfect time to put any money-making ideas into practice. But your 8th house, it's more than that. The 8th house triggers your sensual side, to romance your life a little bit more, reignite that spark, that lust for life. If you're single, your flirty side is definitely making an impact as you attract the potential for a soulmate. And if you're already in a relationship, things may get pretty wild as you reignite that spark. But on a personal level, this is a period of delving into the unknown, learning more about yourself, what you're capable of, but also expanding your reach outside of yourself. The 8th house is all about the occult, the mysteries of the universe. So some of you may feel compelled to watch true life documentaries or docuseries on secret societies, UFOs, or space exploration. Remember, the new moon is in Gemini, which expands your mind. So it encourages you to think outside the box and contemplate all the possibilities and eventualities of what else is out there to be discovered. You're naturally a people person, very sociable, and of course there's always time where we need solitude to reflect alone, because it does get a little bit people-y out there sometimes, but naturally you are drawn to people. You enjoy interaction, but this 8th house will draw you inwards to really reflect on your shadow self, your private thoughts, and process any challenging emotions that you've been holding on to for too long. You may even contemplate counseling, or hypnotherapy, or regression therapy in some way to release anything that you've been holding on to and literally have a mindset reset. But the 8th house is all about summoning that energy to rise, and the 3rd house takes over, which helps expand your reach. You're literally communicating to the universe, finding your voice to speak loud and proud and express yourself and your ideas. The law of attraction works really well for you at this period. You visualize and communicate to the universe what you desire to manifest and recognize what steps you need to take to get you to where you want to go. And the universe supports your journey. Now, the new moon on the 26th of May, depending on where you are in the world, occurs in the sign of Gemini. And each new moon adopts the traits of the sign it's in. So Gemini will influence travel, education, and of course the inner child, which definitely connects to you, my beautiful Aries, because you are represented by the Fool card in the Major Arcana Tarot. You are here to explore, to be curious, so you may actually book a major vacation or even a cultural getaway to expand your mind and have different experiences. This may be something you were saving for with that 8th house. Finding discounts or deals to take the vacation of a lifetime, but at a lesser price. Some of you may actually embrace higher education at this time, or learn more about the internet, or AI, or some sort of technological advancement that can help you in some area of your life. Some of your money-making ideas may even include partnering up with a social media platform in order to double your dough. But ultimately, this new moon is here to help you access deeper power, to help you recognize the power of your words and your thoughts. They create your world. Words are literally spellings. They are cast out to the universe. And because your third house is influencing you, you are taking command of any intrusive thoughts, and instead of them tearing you down, you're transforming them and conquering them so that they build you up and help you fly. This period is a powerful activation portal to expand your mind and be clearer with your needs, to achieve all that you desire. Your third house influences you to get involved in everyday experiences, to explore your neighborhood in a different way, to expand your reach and utilize the tools available to you to achieve your goals, whatever they may be. Your third house asks you, what is it you truly desire? And your eighth house helps you transform. This is a perfect time to create a vision board if you haven't got one already. Saturn in your sign is a literal reset, and the new moon is about setting new intentions. The goal can be the same, but it's time to get curious and find if there's an alternative path to get you to where you want to be without the struggle. Major epiphanies will be delivered to you during your eighth house. The veil between worlds will be the thinnest. Lots of messages from your ancestors, your spirit guides, and those in spirit shall help you to reach new heights on your path. This period is about unlocking the next level. You are going through a major glow up. It may not feel like it right now because you're going through a period of transformation. Challenge comes before the breakthrough. Success is achieved after adversity, and you are rising up to meet this opportunity to reset, to take a leap of faith, and step into your primal power. You were born to lead, so stand proud and step into your next chapter. Well, hello, my beautiful Taurus, you wonderfully passionate, sensual, loyal soul you. You've been in your seventh house of partnerships. Now, this makes you more discerning about your friendships or the relationships in your everyday circumstances. You're going to be thinking about the company that you keep and really assessing who has your back and who deserves a place on your onward journey. You may have felt like leaning into certain friendships or partners if you're in a high-level commitment. And if you haven't found your true love just yet, this may have been on your mind. This is a perfect time for you to meet someone if you're single. But most importantly, your seventh house is about equality. It's about justice for all the sacrifices that you've been making in your life to achieve your goals. Now, you may have been looking at what you aspire to achieve and who can support you in those endeavors, whether it is a partner or a friend, or whether it's a business alliance or a company that can help you achieve whatever it is that you desire to achieve, whether you're setting up a business, whether you're trying to connect to a financial institution, whoever it is that you need to partner up with, this collaboration will help you rise or help support you on your rise to wherever you need to be. But of course, because your seventh house is there and your second house, it means you're self-made. You're someone who rises to the top because you put yourself there. You are independent, you're passionate, you're hardworking and diligent. And I definitely see during this period that you shall have justice for all the effort that you've been making in your life. This is a period of payoff. The rewards are aligning for you to cash in. Now, Saturn just moved into Aries, which means you're holding yourself to higher account, stricter boundaries in those relationships, but also stricter with your goals, your finances, and your intentions. You're really taking charge to build a solid foundation for your ambitions, no matter what they are. Now, this energy, Saturn in Aries, is a pretty wild ride as it releases your impulsive side, but it also battles with Saturn's strict need for the methodical approach. So you will be moving out of your comfort zone and suddenly making a decision, but also Saturn will kind of reel you back in to create a plan and make sure there are necessary steps taken in due process to make sure that you're aligning correctly and not kind of being too impulsive. But ultimately, it's time to lead and claim your space in your own territory, wherever that is, whether that's in your 7th house of relationships, whether this is in your work, if you're in a career right now, whether this is in your neighborhood or your community, or even in your family, whatever it is, Saturn gives you stricter energy to make sure you lock onto those boundaries, but also Aries gives you the courage to be bold and daring and act upon new impulses, to try new things out, to reignite that spark for life, that lust for life, that passion, that joie de vivre. Now, we also have a new moon on the 26th of May in Gemini. And of course, any new moon adopts the traits of the sign that it's actually in. So Gemini energy will influence travel, education, the inner child, to really foster curiosity for the unknown. So you may suddenly, impulsively decide to book a vacation or a quick getaway, or even, book a course of learning online, or do something new with a hobby, or return to something that you used to love doing when you were a child. This is a time to really get curious and search for the unfamiliar, as it were. But it is actually here that you will access deeper power as you realize how powerful your words really are. Now, your words have the power to create your whole world. Remember, thoughts become things, and words are spellings. They are literally cast out to the universe to connect to a vibration of all that you already have in your future. You just need to lock onto the vibration to draw it in closer to your present moment. This period is a powerful activation period to expand your mind and be clearer in your needs so you can manifest all that you desire. And of course, your 2nd house is activated during this time, which helps you make the necessary steps, creating the foundation to all that you want to achieve. Your 2nd house will help you focus on the material side of life. Your money, your income. This is a period about expanding all that you have already. This is a period where you're like, show me the money. So I feel like you could be having new money-making ideas, wanting to expand your wealth with your knowledge. Even if you're not in a career right now, it can be that you're just having all these wonderful ideas that you can actually take necessary steps to create or launch at this time. And suddenly, you are building an empire financially because you've had an incredible idea, and it is something that you either put online because of Gemini energy with that new moon. It can indicate the internet will work really well at expanding your reach. So if you have a crazy idea during this time where you're thinking, what, I could make money out of that, this is a great time to explore it, to launch it, to have this new adventure with it. Now, of course, your 2nd house is going to help you treat yourself a little bit more. So you may be, looking at your attitude towards your possessions, and it's definitely quality over quantity for you. You're someone who enjoys the finer things in life. So you're going to be looking at creating stability for yourself, making your home space your sanctuary, maybe even purchasing luxurious items within your budget to create a beautiful aesthetic within your home in order to come back to a foundation where you feel peaceful. So you can contemplate the next steps to conquer the world outside of yourself. Because the 2nd house really is about how you value yourself. You're going to be looking at situations where you give away your power, especially because your 7th house is combined with this. So it's you looking at the nature of partnerships and relationships and looking at where you feel people misunderstand you, underestimate you, or take your care, your devotion and kindness or help, advice for granted. You're going to be looking at situations where you either undersell your talents or notice when people don't respect you in some way. So you're going to be readdressing the balance because, of course, you have the equality energy with your 7th house. This is about justice for you. This is about you realigning things that have got out of balance. So if you are currently in a job, for example, and you feel like you're not being paid what you truly deserve for the role that you have right now, it can be that you are expanding on opportunities, finding ways to negotiate a better deal, or perhaps look for alternative opportunities that bring in more wealth so you can readdress the balance of your talents with the finances that you are offered as a recompense. Now, also, the mundane side of the seventh house is going to really make you focus on contracts, okay? Your mortgage, for example, or service providers, or, things that help you run your life really smoothly. So if there is any service that you feel is not stepping up and giving you what you paid for, this is time to cut it out. You may be finding alternatives with that second house, alternative service providers that give you a better deal so that there's more money in your pocket in return. So this is a great kind of business house there for you as well, to really look at your budgets, your finances, and of course, Saturn is going to make you really strict with your finances when that second house kicks in. So you're going to be finding discounts and deals. You're not compromising on quality though. So that's the really exciting thing about this second house. So I would say the partnership of the seventh and second house during this time, with the interaction of Saturn in Aries and that new moon in Gemini, it helps you readdress the balance to get what you deserve. All that sacrifice that you've been making, you're going to see the universe offer you opportunities or people to help you create a foundation of balance and justice in your life, and there is a payoff here. So there's going to be rewards for all of your hard work. But most importantly, this kicks in when you value yourself, when you really reclaim your power and be more discerning about how you channel your energy, erect those healthier boundaries. When you tell the universe that you value yourself more, the universe wants to offer you more. You're going to watch doors and portals of opportunity fly right open. And of course, this does not just have to be in terms of money or relationships. This can be in anything that you are focused on right now, because everybody's different and everybody wants something different. But this seventh house and second house is going to help you align with what is right for you, and you will get some really great karma out of this time period. So really focus on what it is you value most, what will make you feel secure, what it is that you desire, and watch the universe send you those people and opportunities to help you accomplish it. This is a very fertile time for you. And I feel on that Taurus card, it says self-indulgent, but I feel I want to redefine that word as really focusing on your own personal needs. It's okay to be self-indulgent because this is where you pamper yourself, you activate self-care needs to highlight to your body, mind, and soul that you matter. So it's a perfect time for you to tap into your sensual side and really look at your creature comforts. Treat yourself. And remember that you are you, and that is literally your superpower. Well, hello, my beautiful Gemini, you passionate, curious soul, you. You're all up in your sixth house at this moment in time, and that's all about your responsibilities, your duties and tasks. Daily routines is what you're focused on right now. Your schedules, paying bills, saving plans, budgets, and repayment plans. You may feel like this house is a little bit dull and boring, but actually it's one of the most important houses there is because it keeps your life running smoothly. Now, because you have the sixth house, which is influencing you at this moment in time, and the first house partnered together, you're going to be focused on your health, your diet, your body. So you may feel called to integrate natural herbs and spices into your recipes. You're going to be all up in your greens over the next coming weeks and months, keeping active and locked on to your self-development goals. So you may have felt called to restart a diet or an exercise plan, or just basically get a little bit more active than usual, and you'll be paying close attention to your sleeping patterns too. Now, during your sixth house, you're also going to notice that animals have a wonderful affinity with you. So you may draw a lot of animals or insects towards you at this time. Butterflies, bees, cats, dogs, they're going to be magnetized towards you because they can sense a beautiful soul with a pure heart. You may even have felt called to adopt a pet at this time, but more likely a pet will adopt you because they know a good soul when they see one. Now, Saturn just moved into the sign of Aries, helping you to hold yourself to higher standards. You'll be stricter with your boundaries, stricter with your goals and your intentions, and of course, stricter with your finances because your sixth house will make you so. This is about adhering to any savings plans, repayment plans, taking down debt, and making sure that there's more money in your pocket than anyone else's. You're really taking charge of your life to build a solid foundation for your ambitions. And of course, this energy, Saturn and Aries, is pretty wild because it influences your impulsive side. And really, you don't need any influencing in that area because you naturally are spontaneous and curious. So this energy is totally going to double down, especially since we have the new moon on the 26th of May in your sign. You will benefit the most from this. Consider this period a bit of a reset, a breakthrough to the next level, as it were. It's time to lead, to claim space in your own territory, and Saturn will give you that stricter energy and focus, whilst Aries energy will give you the courage to be bold and daring. Now, of course, this new moon adopts the traits of your sign, my beautiful Gemini, so you may be called to travel or educate yourself to higher levels. Really embrace your inner child and unleash the curious side of you in order to connect to the unfamiliar. It is here that you will access deeper power, and your sign will connect to it deeper than most. You'll realize how powerful your words and your thoughts really are, because you create your world with your words and your thoughts. Words are spellings. They're cast out to the universe in order to lock onto the vibration of the object of your desire or the life that you aspire to achieve. You may feel called to really understand the root of each word that you use, because every word has a meaning and a root meaning. And you may notice how these have changed over decades or even eras, but the root word actually calls to you because you know the power of words and their influence. This is a period where you tap into a very powerful activation gateway to expand your mind and be clearer in your needs. And of course, your first house activates from the 26th of May, which is all about the self, your identity. So some of you may feel called to revamp your wardrobe or a look or a style. You're really looking at what makes you unique and stand out from the crowd. Soul searching for your place in the world, but also how you express yourself to the outer world and the environment around you. I don't often mention the aesthetics, but your first house is all about you. How you feel about you, your self-care needs, pampering yourself, trying out new colognes or perfumes, or even new creams or lotions. Kicking back and relaxing and pampering yourself in some way, because the world has been challenging and life is pretty hard right now. Remember, when your first house is influencing you, it reminds you that you are unique, and that is your superpower. There is literally no one else out there like you. I'm actually seeing an image right now of a fingerprint, so some of you may be making your mark in some area of your world, or your career, or your neighborhood, or influencing something that sees your reputation rise. But fingerprints represent unique energy. There is no one out there that has the same fingerprint as you. For some of you, you could be creating art with your fingerprints, or it could be that you are using some sort of fingerprint device in order to unlock some sort of technology. But during your first house, it can also symbolically mean you are contemplating who has access to you. Who do you allow into your inner world, into your private space? Who has your back, and who can you lean into a little bit more for support? The first house encourages you into a personal awakening, looking at the things that you've accepted for too long that you need to put a stop to. Because the first house is all about endings and new beginnings, reinforcing your life philosophy. If you're unhappy with any aspect of your life right now, this is the perfect house to focus on setting changes in motion for the better. Remember, this new moon is influencing you the greatest and helping you step into that primal power to cultivate the strength to stand alone and claim victory over your life. The sixth house helps you maintain and sustain routines, to be diligent and focused and structured, to keep moving towards your goals, whatever they may be, whether they're personal, whether they are love goals, relationship goals, career goals, money goals, health goals. Everyone's focus will be different. But the sixth house keeps you maintaining and sustaining until you reach your goal. And the first house is a breakthrough. It is a leap of faith into the unknown, to be bold and daring and tap into that spontaneous side. On the other side of your comfort zone lies the life that you aspire to achieve. And this is a great time to set new intentions to make it happen. Remember, thoughts become things. What you want literally wants you right now, because in the future, there is a version of you already living the life that you aspire to have. All you have to do is feel it in this present moment and lock onto the vibrations, and it shall be so. Well, hello, my beautiful Cancerians, you beautifully sensitive, compassionate, intuitive souls, you. You are currently in your 5th house. Now, you're all about your home space, your family, your soul tribe, the people you really care about. So your 5th house is going to help you in the pursuit of pleasure, having fun with your nearest and dearest, really letting your hair down, going out there, accepting invitations, or even hosting events in your home space. This is a period of joy to really find pleasure in the present moment. A lot of you may also feel compelled to come out of your comfort zone, to seek more excitement, maybe even hone a hobby or nurture a talent or a skill, because this is a highly creative time for you. The 5th house is all about creativity, about passion, and it's about honing your skills to really express yourself. So whether you're called to paint, write, journal, create music, poetry, or align yourself with some sort of recreational entertainment that brings you joy and helps tap into that cathartic, expressive side of you, this is your house to do it. It's a very fertile time for new ideas, but also this is about finding love in the present moment, the love for what you do, to fall in love with your life again, to really romance your everyday and connect to things that have a real affinity with you. And of course, if you're single, this is a perfect time to fall in love. And if you're already in a relationship, it's a perfect time to reignite that spark in current relationships. This is a time for play. Now, I totally get that life is very, very challenging and there's a lot of ups and downs, and sometimes it's really hard to be able to let your hair down and go out there and just have fun and embrace whimsy, because life is challenging. There's responsibilities. But this 5th house is helping you enjoy those responsibilities, to adhere to them and get them done quicker so that you can have more time for you. The 5th house will help you find joy in the present moment. And of course, the 5th house can help you really settle down with some sort of entertainment of choice, whether it's your favorite movie or TV series, or whether it's getting up and dancing to your favorite song just to be more active. This is the house to embrace the present moment and recognize that you are a beautiful being having a human experience. So whether you're connecting to your soul tribe, your family, your friends, your neighbors, even your children if you have a family, this is about planning fun activities together, but also having time alone to pursue personal endeavors, self-care needs. It's a time to channel all of your energy into things that you love. Now, of course, we also have Saturn that just moved into Aries, and this is also holding you to higher accounts. So whilst you are embracing a lighter side of life, or trying to, because of course life is challenging, Saturn will help you be more stricter with your boundaries, stricter with your goals, your intention, and your finances. Also, all the things that you used to tolerate or stay quiet on, whether it's people hurting you or things making you feel frustrated, this is a perfect time to articulate these things, to really stand firm, confront those things in order to process it, move it out of the way so it no longer is a blockage. So now you can move forward. You're the sort of person who tries to avoid conflict. You're the sort of person who is very compassionate and understanding. You try to understand why a person does something, and you give so much of yourself. You're an overgiver at times. But this period is going to help you recognize when someone is taking advantage. You need to nip it in the bud, head on, and not let it fester within you. This is a period of readdressing the balance. You're still leading with kindness, but at the same time, you are stricter with your boundaries and holding people to account as well as yourself. You're not letting anyone away with anything. And if I know a beautiful Cancerian, which I do, I have many in my life, you're someone who approaches with peace. But if anyone causes you any reason to get cross, oh my gosh, you have a temper like no other. And you're not afraid to use it. You just don't want to. You'd rather come in peace. But right now, you're adjusting your approach depending on how someone is approaching you. Now, this is a pretty wild ride when you have Saturn moving into Aries because it's literally a reset, okay? Lots of new beginnings are going to occur in your life over the next coming weeks and months there. But also your impulsive side will come out a little bit more. It will literally be amplified because of your 5th house, okay? So this is about doing things differently, fresh new approaches, coming out of your comfort zone. And there will be a little bit of an inner battle because Saturn is strict. Okay, it has a need for methodical approaches. So you will kind of like suddenly have a new idea or suddenly a desire to do something bold and new and different. But Saturn asks you, what are the necessary steps to make it successful? What is the process that you need to adhere to in order to be really proud of yourself to accomplish something? So partnered up, it's going to be a bit of a wild ride, as I mentioned, but actually they support each other in the energy, and it's really time to lead in your life, to really claim space in your own territory. And because you are a homebody, a lot of your energy may be channeled into your home or into the people closest around you. Now, also, you are someone who is highly affected with lunar cycles, okay, because you're governed by the moon. And of course, we have the new moon on the 26th of May, depending on where you are in the world. And this occurs in the sign of Gemini. Now, when we have a new moon, it actually adopts the traits of the sign it's actually in. So Gemini influences travel, education, social activities, the inner child, fostering curiosity for the unknown or the unfamiliar. So it is here that you will have access to deeper power, as you will realize how powerful your words and your thoughts are. Now, don't shoot the messenger when I say this, but sometimes you have a wistful energy about you. You tend to lament the more sensitive side because you are someone who is very emotional. You see both the positive and negative in aspects of people, traits, or circumstances. So sometimes you may focus very much on the negative side as a protective measure to be ready, just in case the worst case scenario happens. But I want you to be aware the best case scenario is about to happen for you. So this is a time to tap into those positive thoughts, to reinforce the things that you really truly desire, because your thoughts have power. Your words have power, and they create the world around you. This is a very powerful activation period to expand your mind and be clearer in your needs. Remember, I always say this, but thoughts become things. Your words are powerful. They are spelt. They are spellings, and they are cast out to the universe to connect to the vibrations of what it is that you desire, but already have in your future. You just need to lock on to the vibration of you in your future, of what it is that you desire, and you shall have it. But you must also take one step towards that. And this Saturn and Aries energy helps you make that first step in that reset, but also the new moon helps you with your intentions to expand and make your dreams become a reality. Now, your 12th house actually takes over from this, and this is the deepest part of your chart. You may feel a little bit more sensitive than usual, if that's even possible, my beautiful Cancerians, because you're a very emotional, sensitive sign. So you may feel a little bit more introverted. You're going to be focused on your spiritual path, developing a deeper sense of awareness, and also receiving important messages from your higher self to expand your personal development and growth. So during this 12th house, over the next coming weeks, you may feel like withdrawing into self, being super busy with like projects, personal development projects, or even, DIY around the home space, or decluttering, or making your home your sanctuary, maybe even preparing the space to host an event at your home. But first you need to be in your own space in order to create some sort of order because of that Saturn influence there. But this is a period of recharging your batteries and basically releasing in order to reset. Some of you may also contemplate a spiritual retreat or listening to some sort of mindfulness, connecting to meditation, sitting with self, or even deciding to book a course of learning about expanding your mind or your connection to your spiritual gifts, honing any psychic abilities that you have or knowingness. This is a wonderful time to recognize that your receptivity and your intuition is a gift. It is not a curse. Some of you understand people on a different level, okay? And I want you to be aware, the card that you have, the Cancerian card there, it does say there, introverted, defensive, moody, insecure, And we can all be all of these things. But I feel for some of you, and again, don't shoot the messenger when I say this, for some of you, you have such a deep connection to the people you really care about that you almost preempt their needs. You have a knowingness about you. You give so much of yourself. As I mentioned already, you're an overgiver. You give all of yourself to people around you. And because you have that knowingness, almost like a psychic insight, where you preempt someone's needs or you know what they're thinking, not assume what they're thinking, but you just know, you feel them. You feel everything about them. Sometimes, because you have that gift, you forget that it's a gift, and not everybody has that gift. So people cannot reciprocate the energy towards you. They cannot preempt your needs. And sometimes you may feel unfulfilled because you're always thinking about other people. And if they're not reciprocating that energy, you may feel a little bit moody or withdrawn because you feel like they're not giving back in the same way. However, during this period, you will recognize that the sweet spot is knowing when to step away. Because you give so much of yourself, you're always giving, which does not enable a person to give back. If you're constantly giving, they're going to be constantly receiving. So when you withdraw with that 12th house and step into your own energy, you'll notice who steps up towards you, who joins you in your silence, who reaches out. They are your soul tribe. They are the people who are meeting you and matching your energy. But there must always be balance. So if you're constantly giving to something, you're not giving space for them to give back. So this is a lesson that will come out during this period. Now, I'm not talking about insensitive people who never give back, who always take from you. You're going to be really stepping away from those sort of people and maybe even severing ties with those sort of people because they drain your energy. Your 12th house is about being more discerning about the energy you give out and who deserves a place in your world. Now, on a personal level, this 12th house is all about healing. So a lot of you in this solitude will be making major breakthroughs in terms of processing cathartically challenging emotions or even breaking through any limiting beliefs. You're also going to get a lot of help from unseen realms, beyond the veil. Your ancestors, your spirit guides, and even family members in spirit are all stepping up to support you in your journey and your next steps. Things that you ask for, that you've been trying to manifest or pray for, will be delivered to you. The universe is listening, and you're calling the things that you desire in. Good karma will be delivered to you. This is a period of recognizing that you are protected and redirected. And the 12th house is all about shedding, letting go of things. So if you feel like you've been learning a lesson about letting go or stepping back, you'll notice what comes towards you. Because when the universe removes, it actually clears space for better things to come. Now, during your healing journey, you may be forgiving a lot of situations from your past. Not to let anyone off the hook or let them away with anything, but you're forgiving to lighten your own load, to break free so you can propel yourself forward and rise up in all your glory. And this period is going to help you see how incredible you are, that you really are a gift. You're coming out of your comfort zone. You've gone through many challenges, but you're rising up. And this period will highlight to you that the best is yet to come. Well, hello, my beautiful Leo, you beautiful, fiery, passionate spark you. You are king or queen of the jungle, ruler of your domain. And of course, all rulers of their domain must have a sanctuary. So your 4th house has currently been influencing you to focus on all things domestic. You may have been spending more time at home recently. That's because your 4th house has been influencing you to focus on your personal foundations, your family, your roots, self-care needs, and of course, shelter. It's where you feel like you belong. Your 4th house is about stability, your home life. You may have found yourself decluttering your home space recently, really making it a sanctuary, perhaps rearranging things, doing some DIY, or contemplating plans to get those things in motion. This house gives you a foundation to channel all of your personal power towards your goals and your needs. It really makes you focus inwards to conserve all your energy so that you can then channel that energy into healthy pursuits, your goals, your dreams, and your wishes. Now, this fourth house also makes you a bit of a kitchen witch. So you may have been saving down reels with new recipes to try, or even found yourself wanting to purchase a recipe book, or really even just exploring new ways of combining food at this time as well. The fourth house, it really makes you look at your responsibilities and ask bigger philosophical questions about where you feel like you belong at this time. And if you feel like it's time to move, you may have been even searching online for new abodes to grace with your beautiful regal presence. This is a time for really focusing on where you belong and analyzing your journey to date in order to map how far you've come and where you want to take things to next. This house really makes you find more grounding and security. Now, Saturn just moved into the sign of Aries, and this is a pretty wild ride as it really triggers your impulsive side, but there's a little bit of a battle because Saturn is very strict and calls for a more methodical approach. So you may have been having impulsive buys for your home space, but also taking a methodical kind of approach and organizing your home space in order to create that beautiful sanctuary. Now, this is going to tip over into your 11th house because that will be triggered on the 26th of May with that new moon in Gemini. Of course, the date depends on where you are in the world at this moment in time. But this 11th house is more about you leaning into friendships. So you may have been a little bit in hermit mode or a little bit insular during your fourth house, but this 11th house is going to get you out there to be more sociable, get you out there connected to your soul tribe, and really focusing on your future and your goals, which is great because your fourth house helped you plan the next steps. And now the 11th house is about focusing on hopes and wishes to make things happen. You're manifesting. Now, what's really great about this time period is the new moon in the sign of Gemini. You know, the new moon will always adopt the trait of the sign it's in. So Gemini will influence travel, education, the inner child, and fostering a curiosity for the unknown. But this energy, it is here that you access deeper power. As it occurs in the sign of Gemini, of course, but it is here that you realize how powerful your words are. Your words create worlds. And this period is a powerful activation to expand your mind, to be clearer in your needs. Remember, thoughts become things, and words are spellings cast out to the universe to attract all that you desire. So this period is going to help you claim space, but also help you step up and lead to take command of your own territory. Saturn in Aries is very strict. So you're going to be stricter with your goals, with your boundaries and your intentions, and you're really taking charge to build a solid foundation for your ambitions. Now, your 11th house, of course, is all about your hopes and wishes. So your manifestation skills are going to be stronger than usual. It's time to set intentions and watch the universe deliver people or opportunities to help you achieve your goals. Now, of course, as I mentioned, some of you are definitely going to feel a little bit more sociable than usual during your 11th house. There's a real desire to connect to social circles or even network for your career if you are in a career there. You know, also, you're going to be connected to the internet. Okay, the internet is going to work really well for you at this time, especially if you're someone contemplating an internet business or you already have one of those. This is a period of expansion there. But ultimately, you know, your 11th house is going to help you focus your energy outwards, okay? So you're going to be in a very humanitarianism mode where you may contemplate doing some charity work or even challenge yourself to do something to raise finances for charities or causes that you believe in so you can leave the world a better place than when you found it. So as you see, your fourth house is tipping over into your 11th house, and this will really complement each other. So your energies are going to help you move forward in your goals and dreams, but also have a little bit of fun along the way. As the 11th house is all about your future, whatever you do during this time period is going to set you up for your future. And also, this is a period of expansion. So enjoy the energy, tap into that personal power of yours. You're being given the foundation to rise up and conquer whatever it is you desire in your life at this time. It will give you the strength to stand alone, but also cultivate relationships with others so you can lean in every so often, connect, collaborate, or just enjoy the moment and build strong connections in your community or with those that you call your soul tribe. This is a period to remember your crown, to adjust it, walk tall, and be all that you are. That beautiful, independent, charismatic soul. This is a time for reigniting that spark. Now, as you leave your 4th house, Saturn will make sure that you're stricter with your financial goals, and your 11th house will help you expand on those financial desires as well. So whatever it is you wish for, I definitely see you taking steps towards that and making it become your reality, because your 4th house and your 11th house combined with the energy of Saturn in Aries is a powerful manifester, but also creator of your visions. You've got this, Leo, so get out there and be your wonderful self. Well, hello, my beautiful Virgo, you witchy, analytical perfectionist you. You have been in your 3rd house of communication, finding your voice to speak loud and proud, to express yourself, your ideas, and connect to your vision of what you see for your future. The law of attraction works really well for you now as you visualize and communicate to the universe what it is you desire to manifest. But you're working really hard to achieve that as well. So partnered up, this will be a perfect time to take the necessary steps that you need to take to where you want to go. Now, the 3rd house may have had you all up in your mind about something or somebody. You could be analyzing the next steps on your path, creating a structure or a strategy to whatever it is you desire to achieve. But this house actually helps you realize what an incredible supercomputer of a brain you really have. Now we have a new moon on the 26th of May, depending on where you are in the world, and this occurs in the sign of Gemini. And any new moon actually adopts the traits of the sign it's placed in. And Gemini influences travel, education, the inner child, and it fosters curiosity for the unknown and for the unfamiliar. Now it is here that you will access deeper power. You'll realize how powerful your thoughts and words really are. Your words and your thoughts create worlds, create your world. And this is a powerful period of activation to expand your mind and be clearer in your needs. And that's why your 3rd house is so important, because thoughts become things. Words are spellings. They're literally cast out to the universe, connecting to vibrations of you in the future, of all that you've achieved there that you have. So when you connect to the vibration of all that you want, you're actually drawing in what you already have in the future towards you to your present moment. Now, the 3rd house is all about communication. So this new moon energy in Gemini is going to help amplify your reach. So if you've had an idea for some sort of business online, this is a perfect time to launch it because it will have a glow up. Some of you may even put something online that goes viral at this time. Now, of course, it could also be that you are connecting to like-minded individuals in order to foster relationships, friendships, business alliances at this time as well. But on a more personal level, a lot of you, this 3rd house is helping you get more involved in your community, connect to events, festivals, or things that bring you joy. Because the 3rd house is very sociable. It's about getting out there, it's about having fun, it's about connecting to people and your environment. Now also we have Saturn. It just moved into the sign of Aries, which holds you to higher account. Now you're already pretty critical on yourself, and Saturn may amplify intrusive thoughts, but your 3rd house will help you command those thoughts and channel those intrusive thoughts into creating positive things for your future. You're not allowing these thoughts to tear you down. In fact, your 3rd house helps you use those thoughts to raise you up. Also, during this time, you may feel compelled to book a quick getaway, a little bit of travel somewhere, whether it's just outside your parameters, whether it's a road trip somewhere, or even overseas travel. You may also feel compelled to study or take a class of learning, maybe even hone a talent that you have or learn a new skill. This is a time for expansion. Now, of course, as Saturn has just moved into Aries, this is a pretty wild ride as your impulsive side will literally battle Saturn's strict need for methodical approaches. And already you're quite methodical in your approaches. So I feel this is a rewilding period for you to be more impulsive, to get out there and try new things, to cultivate the strength to stand alone and go off and do things that really bring you joy or explore outside your comfort zone. When Saturn moves into Aries, it's literally a reset. So it's time to lead, to claim space in your own territory. And Saturn will give you the strict parameters in which to really focus on your own needs. And Aries energy will give you the courage to be bold and daring and assert stricter boundaries, stricter with your finances as well as your intentions. You're literally taking charge to build a solid foundation for your ambitions, which literally leads you onto your 10th house, which is all about ambitions. And this will kick in on the new moon on the 26th of May, as I said, depending on where you are in the world. And you'll have the energy, the drive, and the motivation to get projects finished and your tasks done. You know, if you are in business, this is a great time in your career to either level up, move into a promotion, or seek alternative opportunities that foster growth in your career sector so you can earn more money or expand your reach. Remember, your 10th house is all about your legacy. It's about your reputation. It's about your public image. It's about your work ethic. A lot of you during this time, if you are in positions where you are connected to the public eye in some way, this is a literal glow up. This is a time for fame, stepping into opportunities where people see what you're capable of. But most importantly, it's about you knowing what you're capable of. And the fame is, you know, a welcome addition to whatever it is you do. So if you are a musician, an artist, if you're a poet, if you're a writer, or if you're an influencer in some way, the 10th house allows you to be seen. It helps expand your reach and your star to rise. But it must be connected to your sense of purpose. That's where your power lies. And your 10th house is helping you build a foundation. It is you building your empire. So if you are in business, this is a perfect time for you to, have those wonderful, great ideas with that supercomputer brain of yours, and everybody's going to recognize that you're destined for the top. This is about you establishing your reputation as someone who is successful, who is destined for greatness. So you're stepping into your primal power at this time. You're going to be more organized and focused on hitting your targets and getting whatever it is done. Now, this does not have to just be applied to career, of course. This can be personal tasks, self-development projects. It can be things that you're trying to organize around the home space or get organized in your life. Whatever it is, you're going to get those tasks done. Your third house could be that you are going to have a flurry of activity with replying to emails, text messages, calling people back, focusing on connecting to people who can help your life run smoothly. Your 10th house can also be about you leading with this sense of purpose, really connecting to your life mission and seeing what you're building right now for future generations to come. Now, my beautiful Virgo, you are full of incredible, interesting facts. You're someone who is so insightful. You have so much knowledge. You actually came to this lifetime all-knowing. You just have a sixth sense about things, about people. And during this period, you're really going to foster that energy and actually expand it. Tapping into your intuition is so important. Do not mistrust your intuition. It is your inner compass, and it is going to be heightened at this time. But also, during this period, you are going to look critically at areas where perfectionism could lead you to stagnancy. You're going to override those feelings and recognize that whatever you do already is incredible. You don't have to let that perfectionist side of you critique you all the time. I know it's because you care and you always bring your A game to everything, whether it's relationships, whether it's love partnerships, whether it is business, whether it is your siblings, your family, whether it is your community. Everything you do, you put your whole heart and soul into everything that you do. And I want you to realize that that is good enough and that you are enough. You are a gift in itself, okay? And I feel this period is going to help you really realize that and value yourself in a different way. Now, of course, the 10th house is going to connect to your sense of responsibility. So you are going to be focusing on your duties at this time, which can feel a little bit dull or boring, but this actually keeps your life running smoothly, which is great. And that witchy side of you does come out to play, whether it's the kitchen witch in you to explore in the kitchen with new recipes, new herbs, new spices, or whether it is you exploring new pathways to usual haunts, wherever you frequent, for example. Some of you may explore your neighborhood in a different way. You may even connect to like a local group activity where people connect to the spiritual side or hone their spiritual gifts. Some of you may even have flashes of insight, a knowingness before it actually happens. You may discover like a piece of information about a person, but you already knew it. There may be some gossip, but you already knew what the truth is in the situation. There is magic about you when your 3rd house and your 10th house are partnered together. And even though you know all these things, you are so wonderfully humble. You don't brag about it. That's what I love about my beautiful Virgos. You are humble, you deliver the truth, you know where you stand with a Virgo. But sometimes you need to be reminded of your personal power because you give so much of yourself to others and others' needs. So this period is about reclaiming some time for you and fostering a relationship with self. Remember how powerful your thoughts are. Even those intrusive thoughts that threaten to tear you down, they are connecting to vibrations out to the universe. So this is a time of correcting some of those intrusive thoughts. Easier said than done, I know, but I feel like you're noticing them more so that you can process them and conquer them in order to build yourself up. The universe is always listening. Your body is always listening. So when you say something critical about yourself, your body, your mind, your soul in some way, your whole entity, your being, is actually absorbing these thoughts, both positive and negative. So I feel this period you are noticing what you say about yourself because you certainly wouldn't allow anyone else to talk about you the way you sometimes talk to yourself about you. So I feel this is a period of raising yourself up and knowing that you are capable of great things. And I know things may have been a challenge recently, but I see Saturn in Aries as a reset, a major breakthrough for you, and this is your time to rise. It's a time to prove to yourself what you're capable of, but also the universe is seeing you and delivering rewards for all those sacrifices and everything that you have been working hard to achieve. Well, hello, my beautiful Libra, you talented, fun-loving, peaceful soul you. You've currently been in your 2nd house of value. This is a period of you looking at how you value yourself, looking at situations where you give away your power or undersell your talents or notice when people underestimate you. This period is about finding balance and reciprocation in all areas of your life. You are someone who has a very strong moral compass, and it's only right that you get a fair exchange. But as we know, of course, life can be unfair at times, but this period is about readdressing the balance. Your 2nd house grounds you in the knowledge of that value. And of course, Saturn just moved into Aries, holding you to higher account. Stricter boundaries, stricter with your goals, with your finances, and of course, with your intentions. You are literally taking charge to build a solid foundation for any of your ambitions, and your 2nd house says it starts with valuing yourself and seeing that you are a gift, and anyone who comes into your world is lucky indeed to walk by your side. Now, of course, your 2nd house is going to make you focus a little bit more on your money. You know, property, budgets, savings, pensions, real estates, really leveling up. And Saturn energy will make you stricter with those budgets and those saving plans so that you can afford the lifestyle that you aspire to achieve. But also it's more than that. The 2nd house with Saturn in Aries holds you to higher accounts, to achieving what you deserve and what you put effort into. So of course there is a readdressing of the balance during this phase. Now, of course, this is a pretty wild ride when you have Saturn moving into Aries because it's literally a reset, okay? And it will bring out your impulsive side to be bold and daring and see things differently and try new things, a very explorative phase. But Saturn is also very strict, with a need for methodical approaches. So your 2nd house is really going to partner up nicely with that energy because it says you need a plan, you need a foundation. And then, of course, that impulsive side will help you explore outside of the plan so you can build your empire from there. It's really time to lead and claim space in your own territory. Saturn gives you that stricter focus, and Aries energy gives you that courage to be bold and daring and go off and achieve it. So if you've got new money-making ideas, this is a great time to launch something, try something out. But of course, that second house says you have a plan, you have a structure, you have steps, a process that you will follow in order to achieve your goal. The second house says you will get to where you want to go. So this is about being a goal setter and a goal getter. And of course, the partnership with the second house and the ninth house, because the ninth house will take over from your second house. This is where the balance, the sweet spot will be, because this is when you get a reward for all that you've been putting your efforts into, your sacrifices, your focuses, your energy. Now, the new moon on the 26th of May, depending on where you are in the world, of course, it is in the sign of Gemini. Now, every new moon adopts the trait of the sign that it's in, and the Gemini influence will help you focus on travel, education, the inner child, to foster curiosity for the unknown and the unfamiliar. So it is a perfect time for you to book a vacation to somewhere where you haven't been before, or perhaps expand on your hobbies or your talents or your gifts. This is about acquiring new knowledge to expand your reach and expand your mind, but also expand on opportunities. It is here in this energy that you will access deeper power. As it occurs in the sign of Gemini, it will actually help you realize how powerful your thoughts and your words really are to connect you to the version of yourself that you aspire to be, the lifestyle that you aspire to. Remember, your words and your thoughts create your world, and connect to a vibration that matches all that you want on the other side. Remember, thoughts become things, and words are spellings. They're spelt. They are cast out to the universe. Even a thought, even if it's uttered into existence through a word that you communicate with the universe, it attaches to a vibration of you in the future that has all that you want, all that you desire. It's already there. It's already happening for you. You just need to connect to the vibration of how you feel about it so you can draw it in. And of course, take necessary steps to manifest all that you desire. It does start with a step. And this Saturn in Aries energy will help you move towards that goal and take the steps you need. Just one. And then, of course, it will organically move into many. And portals of opportunity, gateways will open up for you where things are delivered to you, people, situations, opportunities to expand your reach and accomplish all that you desire. This is a very powerful activation period to expand your mind and be clearer in your needs, so that you can also cultivate the strength to stand alone, but co-create with the universe to make things happen for you. Now, your ninth house is activated from the 26th of May, of course, and this is all about the great quest for meaning. So this is about connecting to your life's purpose, your soul mission. You're learning more about who you are, and you're reestablishing your connection with your higher self. And you may feel compelled to book a spiritual retreat with that vacational getaway if you're lucky enough to be able to afford that. If not, it can be about expanding your mind through books. It can be about you sitting with self, meditating, really getting a lot of downloads from your guides and your higher self about the next steps on your life path. You may even be compelled to enroll on some sort of higher learning course, or even download a free course online. For some of you, you're going to be influenced to learn more about culture, people, differences, expanding your mind and your experiences, whether it is through watching things online, documentaries, or actually visiting places. This is a period of enriching your soul, to understand people more, to connect to people. You are a very sociable person. Of course, you need that balance. You need alone time to foster healing and self-care, especially since your ninth house can help you feel more fulfilled inside, because of course, happiness comes from within. Then you can extend your energy outwards and connect socially to the world around you. The ninth house is all about wisdom, but it's also about creating rituals, maintaining certain cycles of repeat in order to keep your life running smoothly. Adhering to self-care rituals, making sure that it's something that's done on a regular basis, not just the occasional self-care need. This is something that you need to nurture within yourself when your ninth house is influencing you. But of course, your ninth house is all about balance, and this is where you come into your own. It is here that you deepen your belief system and do what's right for you and the world around you. But the ninth house is here to help you foster time with self, to sit still, to really hear the messages that your ancestors, your spirit guides, and loved ones in spirit really want you to hear. You're going to receive a lot of downloads and messages from them during this time to help you with your onward path. Some of you may feel called to look into the occult, book a tarot reading, maybe even learn about tarot yourself, scrying, remote viewing. All these things may call to you now. But most importantly, and this is a very interesting message that's coming through right now, the power of scent is going to be really relevant for you over the coming weeks and months, because I'm being given an energy that your guides, your loved ones in spirit, are going to actually let you know of their presence through scent. And also, some of you may literally be called to either purchase perfume or scent or cologne. And, you may explore new scents, but actually settle for something more familiar and loved, okay? That's something that's coming through there. But I feel it's really important to recognize that when you have a scent, you're going to be triggered into a memory or an emotion in order to learn a message within it or learn a lesson within it, okay? So whatever you're thinking of, when you actually acknowledge a certain scent, there is an important message in that, or an important contact from spirit. So remember your thoughts in that moment, because it contains a very powerful message. But most importantly, the message is all about your primal power and really rising up to channel all of your energy towards creating a goal or a dream and finding solutions to problems as well. If you've been going through a very tough time, this is where things will balance out and better energy is coming towards you, better luck, but also the karma is being delivered to you for all the effort and hard work that you've been putting into your life and all the challenges that you've faced. This is about getting what is right for you because you earned it, because you worked so hard for it. With your 9th house and 2nd house combined, a lot of you will be thinking about your roots, your ancestral lineage. You may be even paying off karmic debt and canceling out a cycle of repeat, a generational wound or repetitive cycle that's played out in your family tree. You may be called to look into your family lineage, to notice the relationships between people, their struggles, and how you stand on the shoulders of giants, and now the baton has been passed on to you to rise up in your greatness. This is a perfect time for speaking your truth, speaking your manifestations, your dreams, your goals, and your wishes out to the universe, and taking that first step towards all that you desire. And the universe will literally take 10 steps towards you. Well, hello, my beautiful Scorpio, you mysterious magnetic soul you. You've been currently in your 1st house, so you may have been looking at what makes you unique, to stand out from the crowd, when often you prefer to be private, behind the scenes. Now this card actually says in the center, secretive, but I'd like to change that word because I'm a Scorpio myself, and I'd like to change it to private, okay? Our lives are off limits. People are on a need-to-know basis, and if they don't need to know, well then, they can call it secretive, but I'm just going to call it private, okay? Because if they don't need to know, then they're not going to get access to what they don't need to know. However, I may reinstate that word secretive because when someone gives you a secret, you keep it to the end. You would never betray a friend. You would never divulge a truth or a secret because you can keep secrets. So I feel you are the keeper of other people's secrets. So yeah, maybe we'll reinstate the word secretive because yeah, when someone gives you something that they trust you with, you keep it to the end. You're ride or die. So anyway, your 1st house is really making you feel like you're in a soul-searching mood. You may be focused on your path because, of course, that is an extension of your identity. So you're going to be searching for your place in the world. And if you felt really unhappy with any aspect of your life, now is the time to focus on setting those changes in motion for the better. But of course, your 1st house is also going to make you think about yourself aesthetically. So you may have been called to change a look or style or change the color of your hair or do something different that is an expression of you. Your 1st house may have been influencing you to focus on your body, mind, and soul. Transforming yourself, that is your nature, my beautiful Scorpio. So during this time, especially with your first house and your eighth house, these are very insular houses. So you may have felt like withdrawing in order to reinforce your life philosophy, but also transform your body in some way, or a look, or your beauty, your aesthetics. Now, during this time, of course, it is a gateway to an awakening. And I feel like you've been going through an awakening for many, many years. In fact, I feel like you've been going through an awakening since the very foundation of you. So I feel this is you just increasing in your primal power to help you really reignite that lust for life. Now, during this period, your first house will really make you look at your destructive side, your shadows, of course. You're not afraid to go to those places. You're going to be looking at intrusive thoughts during this time because we do have that new moon on the 26th of May, depending on where you are in the world, and it is in the sign of Gemini, which really makes you look at your mind and the expansion of your thoughts. You know, every new moon will adopt the trait of the sign that it's in. So Gemini energy will make you focus on travel, education, the inner child, to foster more curiosity for the unfamiliar. And of course, it is here that you access deeper power. And because this new moon occurs in the sign of Gemini, it will help you realize how powerful your words and your thoughts really are. I mean, your words create worlds. This is a very powerful activation period to expand your mind and be clearer in your needs. But it will also help you look at those intrusive thoughts that threaten to tear you down. Now, of course, on the card that's in the center for the Scorpio card, we have the word jealousy. And I'd like to take a look at that word because, jealousy or anger, they tend to arise because you care so deeply about something but haven't found a healthy way to articulate your feelings. So those pent-up emotions foster inside of you, hurting you the deepest. So it's really time to look at who is triggering those feelings within you, or what thoughts are triggering those feelings within you. And what is the benefit of someone triggering you in those ways? It's often someone crossing a boundary to provoke you so they can rob you of your personal power. Your eighth house will be partnered with your first house after the 26th of May, and this will help you step away from these situations because you're above their games or power plays, and that's in all areas of your life. So if you're feeling frustrated, this is a time to let it go and let it flow. Now, of course, we also have Saturn in Aries, and this is going to hold you to higher accounts. You're going to be stricter with your boundaries, stricter with your goals, your finances, your intentions, and you're really taking charge of your life to build a solid foundation for your ambitions. Because this has occurred during your first house, you're going to be stricter with your healthcare needs. You're going to be focused more on your beauty routines or your self-care routines at this time as well. If you've been giving away your power in any area of your life, you're going to check that and you're going to make sure you readdress the balance. Scorpios are not to be underestimated. Often when you withdraw, because your first house and your eighth house are withdrawal houses, when you withdraw, it is here that you summon the strength to change or transform a circumstance so you can step into your primal power. So this is a really perfect time for you to activate that. Now, Saturn in Aries is a pretty wild ride, as your impulsive side will actually battle with Saturn's stricter need for methodical approaches. And what it really means is it's time to lead, claim space, and own your territory, as Saturn gives you the stricter approach and Aries energy gives you the courage to boldly lead and move forward with anything that you intend to achieve. Now, this combination will also help you channel any anger or frustration into healthier pursuits. So this is literally a period where you will rise and you will shine. And your eighth house will actually take over from your first house after May the 26th there. And this is all about endings and beginnings. So you're really looking at who you are ending a cycle with and who is going with you on your new beginning. This is also a time where your sensual side comes out, that lust for life, really focusing on the things that bring you joy. But this is more of a personal pursuit kind of energy. So you may focus on the occult at this time, learning more about the unknown. More importantly, learning more about yourself and how you feel about your surroundings. Also, you may feel called to book a tarot reading or even look at past life regression, hypnotherapy. I feel this is about expanding the consciousness of your mind, but also delving deeper into who you are, what you believe in, and the very roots of you. Also, you may be called to really contemplate the mysteries of the universe, the unknown. So you may be watching like documentaries online about secret societies, UFOs, the spirit world contact, and really reflecting on things that seem unexplainable at this time. But deep down, there is a knowingness within you about otherworldly experiences that we haven't really tapped into or fully understood at this time. Now, your first house and your 8th house are really strong connections to help you reflect on your shadow self, your private side, and you may feel like withdrawing in order to transform a passion project during this time. But of course, your 8th house is also going to make you focus on your joint finances. Sometimes this house can feel a little bit dull and boring because it's all about keeping your life running smoothly with your finances, your structure, credit card debt, mortgage repayments. Basically, it's about transforming your finances. So you're going to be locked onto business mode when you move into your 8th house, because this house actually makes sure that there's more money in your pocket for the long term. Also, it's a perfect time to put any new money-making ideas into practice. So that first house tends to mean that you are all about your expression. It's all about you, what you stand for, what you believe in, what makes a difference, and you make a difference. So your first house and your 8th house combined can indicate that you can actually make money by expressing yourself, either through your art, your writing, through poetry, through music, through online content, being an influencer, speaking your truth about the world around you and how you see it from your perspective. So this house is a very powerful house with that first house, and your 8th house helps you transform or transcend in order for it to benefit you in some way. So whilst these two houses, along with Saturn in Aries, may feel like a pretty wild ride for you, I feel you're going to really benefit in ways that shakes the very foundation of you, because you're going to learn more about who you are, what you're capable of, and you're literally going to feel yourself rise during this period. These two houses, along with Saturn in Aries, is your phoenix rising from the ashes period. So rise up, shine that beautiful light. It's time to lock onto your goals and manifest to a very high degree, because thoughts become things. Words are spellings, and they are literally cast out to the universe. So watch what it is that you're saying about yourself, your goals, and what you intend for your future. Tap into that personal power and rise, rise, rise. Well, hello, my beautiful Sagittarius, you beautiful, bright, bold spark of adventure, you. You've currently been in your 12th house, which is the deepest part of your chart. You may have been soul searching at this time, feeling a little bit more sensitive than usual, really looking at your triggers so you can sit with them until they really make sense and limit any knee-jerk reactions. This is a period to commit to your higher self and protecting your inner peace. That 12th house may have been making you feel like you want to connect to your higher self on a deeper spiritual path, developing a deeper sense of awareness and receiving important information and messages from your guides at this time. Your 12th house is all about your personal development and growth, and you may feel like withdrawing in order to focus on self or focus on important projects. And if you've been super busy, this is a time to kick back, relax, and be really proud of all you've accomplished and really recharge your batteries. Now, because of your innate sense of adventure, some of you with that 12th house influence may be contemplating booking a spiritual retreat or meditating or connecting to mindfulness, really sitting with self, trying to expand your mind and expand your reach. So it could be something you're booking at this time or something that you are working towards accomplishing. Doesn't have to be a spiritual retreat or getaway. It can also be a course of learning to hone your spiritual gifts or develop your knowledge in a certain area. This is a time to tap into your adventurous side, but this will benefit your personal growth. Any traveling that you do, any educating that you do, it will all inform who you are, and it adds a different level to you, but also adds another piece to your beautiful complex puzzle. As the 12th house is a very insular house, you could have felt like withdrawing into self, almost like in hermit mode, in order to learn more about you, your place in the world, and really soul search about your path. But also your 7th house of relationships will partner with that house as we move through this new moon on the 26th of May. Now, the 7th house is all about partnerships. It's about connections in your everyday circumstances. So your 12th house will make you contemplate who's got your back. Who can you rely on? Who can you lean into regarding friendship? But also because the Sagittarius card actually documents that you're a very outspoken person. You're someone that people can rely on for the truth. You may be looking at how you communicate yourself with people around you. When you feel misunderstood or misheard, you may be contemplating how you can articulate your feelings and your emotions and your needs from a healthy place, especially since it has the word blunt on that Sagittarius card. Now, I actually love my beautiful Sagittarians because if I ever need the truth from somebody, I go to a Sagittarian. They always tell it how it is, and I know that I get the pure, unfiltered truth of a situation. And I'm a Scorpio, and I really respect that. But it also has the word tactless there as well, and sometimes people can misunderstand that raw filter that you have and think that you're being tactless when actually you're expressing yourself from a very unfiltered place. But your 12th house will make you really contemplate how you are expressing yourself to make sure that your tone is direct but not aggressive, so that you are actually articulating your needs and being heard fully without triggering anyone's unnecessary reactions to whatever it is that you have to say. You know, I do feel energy that with your 12th house, it can make you more understanding. And this is in general humanity. Whenever anyone is in a 12th house energy, it makes us feel more compassionate. It makes us feel deeper understanding and connection with other people. So we deliver the truth with that compassion and diplomacy. You're still speaking your truth, but a lot of you could be thinking how you interact with the people around you and making sure that you're heard and seen from a healthy place, okay? Now, a lot of you, if you're triggered by somebody, if they've overstepped a mark or a boundary, you're still speaking your truth. You're still being very strict with your boundaries because Saturn just moved into Aries, and this helps you hold yourself to higher account. You're going to be stricter with those boundaries, but stricter with all other areas of your life as well. Stricter with your goals, your finances, your intentions. You're really taking charge and building a solid foundation for anything that you aspire to achieve. So you're still going to speak your truth to the people around you. And I'm only mentioning this because your 7th house is all about partnerships, relationships, and the people that you connect to every day. And it indicates that you will still deliver a pure truth, but also that 12th house may take the edge off how you deliver it in terms of your tone and help you connect to the person that you're having a discourse with so they understand you, but also it fosters the relationship rather than breaks it down. Now, this Saturn in Aries energy is going to be pretty wild, okay? It's going to draw out your impulsive side, so that will also battle a little bit with Saturn's strict need for methodical approaches. So you may suddenly decide to book yourself on a course of learning, but also there's a structure and a process to make sure that you're stricter with your finances, you get discounts or deals, or even find the course free online, for example. For some of you, you may suddenly have a desire to book a getaway, a road trip, or fly to a destination you've never been to before. But also Saturn will check you and your checking account and make sure that you actually have the funds to do that. But also it will open portals of opportunity for you to have the finances to actually partner with your impulsive side to get what you want, but also have the structure to make sure you take the steps towards being able to afford whatever it is you want, or open the right doors to what you want. So these two energies are going to be very supportive of your journey. It really helps you lead and claim space in your own territory. Saturn gives you that strict kind of focus, and Aries energy gives you that courage, that bold tenacity to go after whatever it is you desire. I mean, you're a fire element, so you already have that natural courage, that boldness. But if you've been feeling a little bit exhausted recently, because your 12th house is a very exhausting house, it means you've come a long way. You've been putting so much into your life, sacrificing so much. You've been giving everything of yourself to a situation. It's time to reconnect to self and recharge those batteries so you can get up and lead and be bold again. I always say this about you, my beautiful Sagittarians. Sometimes you give so much of yourself, it feels like you've had your wings clipped due to circumstances, but now is your time to rise with the energy that's on offer for you. Now, the new moon occurs on the 26th of May, depending on where you are in the world, of course, and it is in the sign of Gemini. Now, any new moon adopts the traits of the sign it's in. So Gemini energy will help influence your travel yearnings, as well as your education and the inner child, fostering that curiosity for the unfamiliar, the unknown, which is really you coming into your own with those energies. It is here that you access deeper power. As it occurs in the sign of Gemini, it will also help you realize how powerful your thoughts and your words are. You know, your words and thoughts actually create worlds. Thoughts become things, and words are spellings cast out to the universe to lock onto a vibration of you in the future that has everything that you desire. Remember, what you want wants you, because you already have it in your future. You just need to match the vibration of it with your thoughts and your feelings so you can draw it into your present moment. Now, this period is a powerful activation to expand your mind and be clearer in your needs. And that's why your 12th house is setting that foundation for you to be open to expand and receive all that is due to you for all the efforts that you've been putting into your life right now. Now, your 7th house, of course, is activated on that new moon on the 26th of May. And this is about you being more discerning about the company that you keep. Who raises you up? Who makes you feel awesome? Who do you need to be there for? Who do you get advice from? Who gets advice from you? Where is the supportive network in your life? This is about you and the people that you trust, the people you let into your inner circle. And then, of course, there's many different circles. There's the circle of acquaintances. There's a circle of needs when it comes to like business relationships or community relationships, things outside of your inner circle, of course. So you're going to be looking at all those levels and dynamics and being more discerning about who has access to you and the knowledge of you. And I feel you're going to be really looking at who's got your back and who can help you aspire to whatever it is that you desire in your life. Now, of course, the 7th house is all about fostering relationships, but it's also about equality. It's also about justice and getting good karma. And you have the card of karma. So you are due some really great karma. Things have been challenging recently. And I can see here that there is a readdressing of the balance. Also, because of your 7th house, you're going to be having a bit of a glow up, and you're going to notice who is supportive of your success and who is jealous of your success. Who is a frenemy? Who is rivaling you? Who tries to keep up with you in what you are accomplishing? You're going to be noticing that some people may actually be jealous of your ability to rise from every challenge. You make it look effortless, but people don't see behind the scenes of how hard it is to run your life. You know, I'm seeing an image right now of a swan, okay? And a swan is really graceful. It glides across the water, but its little web feet are underneath the water, and it's pedaling really hard, going in different directions. And I feel that is the measure of you right now. You are someone who is working super hard to navigate this thing called life. And sometimes you feel like you're going against the tide, but that's not going to stop you. You're still going against the tide. You're still going to get to a place where there is peace and harmony and reward. And yeah, people are going to look at you like it was effortless, but you know how hard you've tried, and you know what it takes to get to where you're going and where you are right now. These two houses, your 12th house and your 7th house, are making you realize how capable you are. But also, that 12th house is all about receiving messages from your guides. You're going to feel the full support of your guides walking alongside you. You do not walk alone. There is going to be a powerful presence and force realigning with you, and you're all working towards the same goal. You're going to feel them by your side and get lots of powerful messages of direction, redirection, and protection. And I really get an energy here that your prayers, whatever it is you've been asking for or manifesting, they are being answered at this time. So speak loud and proud, because on the other side of that is all that you desire. And of course, it's going to be different for everybody, but I feel this is all about your focus. That's why your 12th house made you very still to focus on soul searching about what really matters in your life. What's important to you? Now, of course, your 12th house is all about healing as well. So you're going to be focusing on your needs. A lot of you could be healing from unwellnesses or some symptoms of something they've been trying to manage, but also you could be doing a lot of cathartic healing at this time, a lot of shedding, a lot of letting go. It's a very sensitive part of your chart. So it is actually the deepest part of your chart, and you may have felt a little bit more sensitive than usual. But this is all part of the process. It will pass. And as you move into that 7th house energy, this is about leaning into those friendships, the people that you foster connections with, the people that you can trust, so you can go out there and have fun and have a time where you all commune together and, celebrate this thing called life. Build happy memories with these people. Have fun, adventures. Some of you may be called to book a trip with your friends or with community members, or some of you also will book a little something alone. So I feel like you are going to have that balance with these 2 houses. Now, your 12th house is also about breaking through any limiting beliefs. So this is about you and a call to action, to lead, as I said, claim, and know that you are capable. You're making the impossible possible with these 2 houses. Now, to support this golden period where you are protected and redirected, a lot of you may feel called to look into the unseen realms, really focus on the unknown. Some of you may be settling down, watching documentaries on spiritual revelations or secret societies, space travel, the universe. But whatever it is that you're called to watch, absorb, listen to, this is a time for mindfulness. This is a time for meditation. This is a time for reflection, getting out there in nature and realizing that you're summoning the strength to transform something in your life right now, and you are about to rise and spread your wings. So step into your primal power, decide who is your soul tribe, who's coming with you, and your guides walk with you as an army of strength and influence as you lock onto your next goal, move forward with power, and claim your victory. Well, hello, my beautiful Capricorn, you powerful, passionate, hardworking soul you. It's hard to find someone who is more disciplined than you. Your 11th house is currently influencing you, locked onto your goals and your dreams for the future. But your dreams are just dreams, unless they have plans attached to them. And you're someone who always has a plan. You always find a way to strategize your next steps. Now, your 11th house is all about your hopes and wishes, so your manifestation skills are stronger than usual. Set an intention and watch the universe deliver people and opportunities to help you. During this time, you're going to see your plans take shape and things start to come together. Power moves in silence, so you may have gone off grid for a little while to focus on your passions. But don't forget to lean into your friendship groups a little bit more. And if you're searching for your soul tribe at this time, you may feel compelled to help out in your neighborhood or do charitable work in order to help those in need. This will help connect you to like-minded individuals who want to see the world become a better place than when you found it. You are someone with influence, and you may have a desire to connect more sociably at this time, whether it is in social circles with friends or even networking for business. Some of you may even find new friends in the neighborhood. But no matter what you're called to do, this 11th house makes you focus on your future and your actions in this moment and how it influences the path you're on to reach your desired destination. Now, your interaction with social media will also play a role in expanding your reach. So if you are a business owner, this is a perfect time to market or promote yourself or even launch another avenue of your business. Branching out is the name of the game when you're in your 11th house. But it doesn't have to be all to do with your goals, your dreams, your wishes, or building your empire. It can be your social interactions, building friendships, the people who you can trust, leaning into friendships to help each other out, recognizing who has your back, and giving advice to those who need it. Now, Saturn just moved into Aries, which helps you hold yourself to higher standards. And you already are pretty disciplined with yourself because of your Saturn influence. But during this time, you will be stricter with boundaries, stricter with your goals, your intentions, and even with your money. You're really taking charge of your life and building that solid foundation to springboard towards your ambitions, whatever they may be, whether they're personal or in love relationships, in work, career, money, friendships, health. Whatever it is that you desire to enhance in a positive way shall be your focus. This is where you will see the biggest change. Now, Saturn in Aries is a pretty wild ride. It's literally a reset, a new beginning, a leap of faith, and an encouragement to strike out in different directions and explore with curiosity, for variety is the spice of life. This will influence your impulsive side to come out a little bit more, but of course, as Saturn rules your energy, there will be that inner battle, for Saturn needs methodical approaches. And that's why your 11th house and your 6th house actually complements you at this time. Your 6th house will be triggered to influence you from the 26th of May because we have that new moon in Gemini. Now, any new moon adopts the traits of the sign it's in. So Gemini influences travel, education, so you may feel compelled to book a vacation or educate yourself to a higher degree. Some of you may take a test during this time and pass it with flying colors. Congratulations if that's you. I see a lot of success around you during this time because your 11th house is all about your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes, and your 6th house is the practical side of yourself, making it become your reality. This new moon will also help you tap into your inner child, fostering curiosity for the unknown and the unfamiliar. It is here that you'll access your deeper power, your primal power. And as it occurs in the sign of Gemini, you'll be influenced to realize how powerful your thoughts and your words really are. Your thoughts and your words create your world. And this is a period to powerfully activate an expansion in your mind, to be clearer in your needs, to communicate to the universe what it is that you desire so that you can materialize it on the physical plane. Now, of course, your 6th house is all about routines, schedules, focusing on mundane things like paying bills, saving plans, budgets, repayment plans, and basically your responsibilities and tasks. And you may feel it's a little bit of a dull house. It may feel like nothing's happening really, but actually it's very important to keep your life running smoothly so that all else falls into place. In fact, my beautiful Capricorn, you tend to actually like your 6th house because you like to keep your life in order with discipline, stay on top of your cash, your property, your acquisitions. You are building your empire at this time. So your 6th house, you may actually like download an app or a spreadsheet in order to keep track of your finances or your stocks and shares or your acquisitions, your real estate. You're documenting all that you've achieved so far, but you're also documenting what it is that you aspire to accumulate. During this time, your 11th house and your 6th house, when it's partnered up, it says you want more for your life, and it communicates to the universe that you're attracting more. So the universe is going to deliver more towards you. These houses combined help you expand your reach, whether it is in business or in friendships. You are not afraid to foster healthy habits to keep you maintaining and sustaining momentum towards your goals. Also, during this time, your body is your temple. You're locked on to self-development and personal health goals at this time, getting more active or paying more attention to your fitness needs. You may even get very explorative in the kitchen with your recipes, adding natural herbs and spices in order to create balance in your body. What I love about the fact that you're in your 11th house and your 6th house is that your 11th house is where the magic happens. It's the vision of what you desire playing out in your mind so that you can literally have it in your hand. Your 6th house is all about your plans, your foundations of what it is you need to do as a process to be organized and make that life that you aspire to happen. So partnered up together, your thoughts are becoming things. If you can see it in your mind, you can literally have it in your hand. You're paying close attention to the details in your life, and all that you can see will become tangible on the earthly plane. So it's time to lead, claim space, and own your territory. Your natural ruler, Saturn, will give you the diligence and the strict focus that you need. Partnered with the Aries energy that's influencing the collective right now will give you the courage to be bold, daring, and explorative, as well as spontaneous. And of course, the new moon in Gemini will help expand your reach and activate a powerful portal to achieve all that you desire. This is a period of understanding what you need to do, but also it's a period of people noticing you, appreciating you, and understanding how hard you work to keep your life running smoothly. Your success is not by accident, it is by design. Life may have been challenging, but you're rising up right now to collaborate with the universe and lock on to the opportunities that are headed your way. Success is when preparation meets opportunity, and you are ready for this next glow up. So take that leap. Well, hello, my beautiful Aquarius, you beautiful, unique maverick you. You are currently in your 10th house of ambition. You'll have the energy, the drive, and the motivation to get projects finished and your tasks done. But it's more than that. You've literally entered your glow up era and are going to have so much fun with it. People love you because of your originality. You are unique, edgy, different, diverse. You literally think outside of the box. You have a unique style, and your ideas are out of this world. Now, your 10th house is going to help you expand on that. So if you're in business or a career, you'll literally elevate to make your mark in the part of the world that you want to establish your reputation in. You are going to be known for someone who is full of great ideas and destined for the top, but you're going to see a breakthrough to move into the next level. Now, this doesn't have to be in terms of business. If you're not in a career, this can be that you're having a personal glow up, locked on to your personal development plans to get more active or more serious with health goals. You're going to see a glow up in any area that you feel called to focus on at this time. Your 10th house is all about achievement, power, building your empire, leaving a legacy. Now, if you are in a career, you are going to be moving up the ladder towards greater status. Some of you may even be famous. If you're an artist, writer, performer, poet, musician, or even an influencer, this is a time to go viral or be famous or known for something. Your public image and your star are rising. Your 10th house is about allowing yourself to be seen. But on a personal level, this can be how you influence circumstances, how people appreciate you. You will be seen in all your glory as someone who is really unique and a great friend. For you are a humanitarian. You really care. You give so much of yourself to everybody that you meet and to every circumstance that you find yourself in. But as your sign is all about expansion, your focus with that 10th house is going to be firmly on your future, changing aspects of your life to enhance your future experience. Your future self is literally going to thank you for the decisions that you're making in this moment. Yes, there will be a flurry of activity. It is a busy house, that 10th house, but you're going to be focused, organized, and hit your targets like never before. Now, we also have Saturn that just moved into the sign of Aries, which is going to hold you to higher account. So you're going to be erecting healthier boundaries, be stricter with your goals and your intentions, and also stricter with your finances. You're literally taking charge to build a foundation for your ambitions, especially with that 10th house, to springboard to all that you desire. Now, this is a pretty wild energy. Saturn in Aries is all about a reset, a new beginning, a new start, a leap of faith, an adventurous exploration of the unknown, and you're there for it. You love to explore. You love to come out of your comfort zone. So Saturn in Aries, it may be a little bit of a bumpy ride at first because it influences your impulsive side to really get explorative and try new things. But also Saturn is very strict. There is a need for methodical approaches. So you may have lots of spontaneous ideas during this time, but also Saturn will ground you in a plan. The necessary steps to make your ideas come to life and be tangible on the physical plane. This is a time to lead, to claim space. But also we have the new moon on the 26th of May, depending on where you are in the world. And this new moon is in the sign of Gemini. Now, new moons adopt the traits of the sign it's in, so Gemini will actually influence you in areas of travel, education, and the inner child. So you may feel compelled to book a vacation or take some sort of higher learning. Some of you may even decide to relocate during this time. A lot of you will be thinking about your inner child, the journey that you've taken so far, where you are right now, and where you desire to be. That curiosity for the unfamiliar will come to light, and you shall explore. And it is here that you will deepen your power as you realize how incredible your words and your thoughts really are. For your words and your thoughts create your world. And this is a period that is very powerful in its activation to expand your mind and be clearer with your needs. You're all about mental expansion, and you're aware that your thoughts become things. So this is a very powerful time for you to have fun with those thoughts, because of course, from the 26th of May, your 5th house is activated, and that's the pursuit of pleasure. So you can be locked onto your goals, but you must be having fun with it. Of course, to lock onto the vision of what you desire, it's hard. Life is challenging. It's hard to aspire to the life that you desire to achieve. But the more you have fun with something, the more you enjoy it, the higher the vibration will be. And your future self is already living all of your success. You've achieved it already in your future. But in this present moment, you're raising your vibrations to lock onto that vibration, to call it towards you. Now, of course, what I love about the fact that you're in your 10th house and then it complements your 5th house is that you're working really hard to aspire towards something, whether it is a personal health goal, a career goal, a relationship goal, a financial goal, whatever it is, it will be different for everybody. But then your 5th house takes over and says, relax, have fun, let your hair down. You are literally working hard and playing harder during the next couple of weeks. The 5th house will see you going out there, having fun, being more sociable, accepting invitations, or being curious about events or festivals in your neighborhood. Really locking down things in your diary of fun things to do and expand your mind and inspire you creatively. You're literally coming out of your comfort zone with your 5th house, searching for more fun and excitement. Some of you may even pick up a hobby during this period, or even revamp your love life if it's feeling a little lackluster. If you're single, this is a great time to get out there and mingle. You'll meet like-minded individuals that really see you for who you are and fall in love with your uniqueness. Your 5th house is a perfect house to find your soulmate and fall in love, or even reignite that spark in current relationships. Some of you may even host events at your home space. A party, a barbecue, a gathering with family or friends. It's also a perfect time to unleash your creativity and let it run wild, for you are fertile with wonderful ideas, to lose yourself in the moment. And if you're a parent with children, this is a perfect time to plan fun activities together. The 5th house is all about fun, fun, fun. Your 10th house is a masculine energy, that go-getting spirit, a goal setter and a goal getter. And the 5th house is very feminine energy, the pursuit of pleasure, to allow your sensual side to come out to play, enjoy the finer things in life. And this is a perfect balance, for this is the sweet spot of manifestation. All of your hard work is now open to receive the success and abundance. The sacrifices that you made will be worth it, for there is a payoff, and it shall be delivered towards you. There is victory in the 5th house. It is here you celebrate a win. So wherever your focus is during this period, you will see that you are making an impact. You are making a difference, and you will celebrate a breakthrough, a success, and a victory. You've worked hard for this moment, so it's time to celebrate yourself and be proud of all that you've accomplished so far and open space for the success that is yet to come. Well, hello, my beautiful Pisces, you wonderful, dreamy, visionary you. You're totally embracing your mystical side by getting witchy with it. Your 9th house is influencing you at this time, which is all about the great quest for meaning, connecting to your life's purpose. But this house will help you have flashes of insight, knowingness about your future. So being the visionary that you are, lock on to your sense of purpose and see the future that you aspire to, and you shall have it. Take one step towards it, and it shall take 10 steps towards you. You may feel called to deepen and reinforce your belief system during this time. And rituals of self-care or alone time to help you tap into mindfulness, meditation, or even deep thoughts about your path will really help you aspire to where you feel like you should be. You may feel called at this time to download a mindfulness app or something that really calms your soul, a spiritual retreat or a cultural getaway, maybe even a free course online about developing your spiritual gifts. This is a time to look at the bigger picture, to dream big and bold and make your dreams become a reality. But also, it influences you towards higher learning. Wisdom is delivered to you with this house. Wisdom about yourself, about your path, the people around you, and the world that you connect to. You're learning about balance and reciprocity during this time. Now, Saturn just moved into Aries, which holds you to higher accounts. You'll be stricter with your boundaries. Reciprocity really is key. You'll be stricter with your goals, your intentions, but also with your finances. You're really taking charge to build a solid foundation for your ambitions. Now, this energy is pretty wild as it influences your impulsive side, but also there will be a little bit of an inner battle as Saturn is pretty strict and needs methodical approaches. So it's time to lead and claim space in your own territory. Saturn will give you that stricter approach, but the Aries energy will give you the courage to be bold and daring and act on your impulses. Also, it helps you channel any anger or frustration towards healthier pursuits, freeing you up from the baggage that threatens to limit your progress. Now, we have a new moon on the 26th of May, depending on where you are in the world, and it's in the sign of Gemini. Now, every new moon adopts the traits of the sign that it's in, so the Gemini energy influences travel, education, the inner child, and it fosters curiosity for the unknown. With your 9th house, you may feel compelled to take some sort of foreign travel, overseas, a longer break. This is something that perhaps you are saving for at this moment in time or dreaming of for something in the future, because adventure will capture your soul. Now, tapping into the mystical side of yourself, you may feel compelled to burn some incense, cleanse your space, really get explorative in the kitchen with herbs and spices and oils, maybe even infusions and candles. Some of you may even think about developing your spiritual gifts yourself. Tarot, scrying, dowsing, or even remote viewing. A lot of you will be focused on your body. Things like yoga, Pilates may call to you at this time, or deep tissue stretches in order to feel the power of your aura as you claim space in your territory. Now, the new moon on the 26th will actually trigger your 4th house of stability, your home life, all things domestic. So a lot of you may feel compelled to declutter your home space, make a sanctuary, do some DIY. Some of you may even set up a business from home or have a money-making idea that you can create from your very home space. Your 4th house helps you lock on to your responsibilities, but also asks big philosophical questions about where you feel like you belong. Analyzing your journey, processing your past in order to find more grounding and security in your present moment. But in this energy, it is here that you access deeper power. You'll realize how powerful your thoughts and your words really are, because these create your world. This period is a powerful activation point to expand your mind and be clearer in your needs. Your focus during this time will be inwards, the very foundations of you. You may even do a lot of childhood healing at this time, or looking at your path of where you've been, where you are now, and where you aspire to be. The 4th house grounds you in your energy, helps you create a plan to strategize for your future. You'll be focused on your finances, your home space, where you take shelter. Now, shelter can be many forms. It can be within a friendship, within an area, within a space, or an environment that you feel safe and secure. So during this time, you're going to connect to the people around you that you feel have your back. You may even host an event at your house during your 4th house to bring everybody over so there is a wonderful gathering where people connect on deeper levels to spread joy and feel safe in that knowingness of familiarity. This is a powerful period for you to lock into the energy of that new moon, create new intentions, and connect to your higher self to receive downloads about the path ahead. The ninth house and the fourth house combined together create a wonderful pause of reflection before you take the next big steps in your life. So see this moment as a period of reflection to really tap into your higher self, see the bigger picture of all that you aspire to be, and that fourth house will ground you in a plan. Your thoughts become things. Words are spellings cast out to the universe to lock onto a vibration of all that you desire in your future. So speak your truth and speak it loud. All that you desire to achieve is on the end of a thought. And you are the great visionary of the zodiac, the dreamer, sensitive. Your visions create a dialogue with the universe, a discussion of all that you desire. When you were younger, you may have escaped into your thoughts. People may have called you out for being a dreamer as if it was a negative thing. But actually, a dreamer is a visionary, someone who manifests to such a high degree. So lock onto those thoughts, those visions, and see the universe take great strides to deliver all that you desire in those visions. There's something mystical about you at this time. If you can think it, you can dream it, you can have it. If you can see it in your mind, you can literally have it in your hand. That's what the ninth house is all about, to see the vision of the future. And the fourth house is to materialize it on the earthly plane. So you're in a great position right now to see your future and make it happen in your reality.